Hi, let's say you have to build some sort of a software for your startup or company, and you think that finding a freelance developer is a good idea. Is it really so? Yes, but you have to know some rules before you start it. My name is Max and I'm CEO and founder of AppFails. I've been into this business for 10 years and today I'm going to share my experience and main rules in managing freelance developers. No matter what resource you use to find a freelance developer, there are three things that may go wrong and turn everything into disaster. The first one is lack of requirements on your side. So you basically didn't do any homework before starting the development process. The second thing is the lack of skills of the freelancer. So you don't know how to hire them or you failed on this stage. And the third thing is their dedication and time commitment. There is always a chance that the person you have hired has 3, 4, or even 5 jobs at the same time. So you have to be aware of that and know how to manage it. Let's go step by step. Requirements may seem an obvious thing to most of you, but trust me, it's not. I've seen so many clients coming to us and asking for estimations, pricing, deadlines without having even a couple of pages of their requirements. I like to compare it with construction works. So when you want to build a house, it's not enough to come and say, I want a beautiful 2 floors building, because construction workers, they can build whatever they want, right? So you want to have a design, you want to have an architecture plan, etc. So that is the main thing when it comes to software development. You have to have as much as possible. So to be successful with it, you have to answer 2 main questions while designing your requirements. The first one is what? So what are you going to build? This is like all pages, features on those pages. I prefer to use user stories for that. So you can write as a user and want to be able to register via Google, let's say, right? And how. How is more into technical details and is also called non-functional requirements. It includes speed optimizations, security measurements, server response, etc. You can Google or ask ChatGPT about that and it will list you everything you have to consider while preparing your software requirements. So your minimal goal when it comes to software requirements is to have functional and non-functional specification document, which will list all features, pages, and how they are going to work. But if you want to minimize risks, it's not only the software requirements that you need, but also visual design. So I recommend you to hire a UX UI designer and draw the whole app with them. It will help you to think once again about your app, to rethink many features, and also it will put you on the same line with your future developers or development team. Many people underestimate visual designs, but it may save you up to 50% of the development cost. All right, so you have your requirements covered and maybe even visual designs. And this is time to find your freelance developer. So what is the problem with that? I would say that the main issue that people face is the lack of technical expertise when it comes to software developers. And the main issue is not that the software developer is lacking of skills. The issue is that people who are looking for them don't know how to interview them properly. So the main thing, what you should do to be able to find the right fit for your project is to find an interviewer first. If you are a software developer or senior developer, that's okay, you will do it yourself and you might not even listen to this video. But the thing with non-technical people is that they are very self-confident and they should not be that self-confident when it comes to software development. So the main thing is to find a technical recruiter or interviewer. They're also on freelance platforms, but they provide you with the full report, with scorecards, and with recordings of the interviews so that you could assess candidates based on some framework, not only on your personal feelings. Yes, you'll have to spend something on this, but trust me, this is nothing compared to wrong candidate and paying him for the job that he cannot do or doesn't have any expertise of doing. Oh, and one more thing on this stage. Don't forget to include your requirements to the interviewing process so that you get proposals and time estimates from your candidates. I would suggest you to trust somebody who overestimate than those who underestimate, because when it comes to software development, usually it takes more than less. All right, so you have everything covered, you have your requirements, you have found a suitable candidate, and it's now time to start your contract. There are two ways of how you can work with people. The first one is fixed price, which I don't really recommend because it's always accompanied by some lies and intransparency. So the better way of working with people is time and material, where you pay an hourly rate for their work. You have to make sure that they work and put enough time to your project. Why I'm saying that is because many freelancers have different clients and they can work on 3 or even 4 projects simultaneously. The main issue here is that you never know how they split their time and how much time they put into your particular project. So to avoid this, you might start using time tracker. I know freelancers will hate me for that, but this is the only way you can really ensure that they put enough time and efforts to your project. And for the additional control, I recommend you set up weekly calls with demo sessions in the future, so that you could see and know what they were working on and how the real progress looked like. And if you want to build your own software but don't want to mess with all that, finding freelancers, interviewing them, managing them, building requirements, reach out to me by the links below and I'll get you covered.